Hi, this is Jeannie Ortega with BREATHEcast, and in studio today for BC Pulse, we have the honor of having the president and CEO of Franklin Entertainment. You're an author, a husband, a man of God, DeVon Franklin. We welcome you here at BREATHEcast.
Thank you for having me.
It's
really glad to be here.
You have so many awesome things happening. Your most current project is creative executive for the remake of Annie. And I'm just excited to jump right in and talk about that. But you've been doing amazing things for the kingdom, with Heaven is for Real, even Sparkle. You know, those movies all have Christian themes. The Pursuit of Happiness, I mean, come on, like everyone knows that movie. So you're doing incredible things. But I want to talk about Annie. And just kind of what's going on. How did you even get involved in doing it? Why did you decide to get involved in the remake of Annie?
You know, Annie is just one of those classic stories. I mean, just going back to the comic strip, to the Broadway show, to the movies that have been done. I mean, this story of this little young girl who has such a powerful spirit and has the hope that one day she's going to find her family. And that idea and that story and that character are timeless. So, you know, as an executive for Columbia Pictures, I most recently, you know, just transitioned to my own company. But while I was an executive, this was my last kind of, you know, movie to work on after Heaven is for Real. And one of the things that really inspired me about Annie is that idea of belief. You know, of hope. As a young kid, I lost my father at the age of 9, and so watching Annie as a kid, and now being a part of bringing the remake to the theater, that idea that, you know, God may not always give you what you want, but He certainly gives you what you need. I think it's really strong in Annie, and it was something that spoke to me as a kid, and now I believe it will speak to a whole new generation with this reincarnation and this remake of the movie.
And also, too, I have noticed you guys departed from the red hair, freckle face Annie. And just, you know, even including Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx. I mean, what was behind that? Like the story behind that?
The story is that we live in a very diverse world. And the goal was to make an Annie that reflects the current world and to make it modern, yet still preserve the classic themes and characters that made this, you know, idea and this story stand the test of time. So, you know, getting Quvenzhané Wallis to play Annie, and then having Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx and Rose Byrne. I mean, being able to have such a phenomenally talented cast that then brings this story to life in a new way, that was really exciting for us.
It's incredible. And for those who, you know, probably are on the fence about watching the film, what would you say is like the original, and what would you say is different about this particular
Annie
film?
is like the original. You know, very similar character. Miss Hannigan is like the original. You know, there's not Daddy Warbucks. In this one, the Daddy Warbucks character is William Stax, right? So similar character. You have Tomorrow. You have the song Tomorrow. You have, you know, Hard Knock Life. So, you know, you have some of the classic, you know what's up. You have some of the classic musical numbers in this one, but they've been reimagined. So I think anyone who's on the fence, come and see, you know, the new reimagining of these great songs, these great characters, this great story. And having seen the movie play in front of audiences all around the country, I can tell you, you will not be disappointed, because people come in, they laugh, they cry, they sing. I mean, kids walk out of the theater dancing. And what I love about the movie is you can take your whole family. I think it's really important, especially during the holidays, especially all that's going on in the world, to have a movie you can take your family to. You don't have to worry about, you know, what you're going to see. You can just have everybody from your grandmother, you know, to the grandson or granddaughter, you know, come in together as a family during Christmas and have a great experience together.
And what I love about your films and everything that you involve yourself in is it's just entertainment that has, you know, that silver lining of hope and or faith or family or community. For this film, I mean, obviously it's a classic, so we know that that's in there. But I wanted to ask you, as somebody who's been in Hollywood for so many years, you just worked on incredible pieces. How important is that for this day and age in Hollywood?
Yeah, I think that, you know, when you look at just the moviegoer, right? And you look at all of the challenges, you know, and not only just the challenges in day-to-day life, but the challenges, you know, in career, the challenges in faith, the challenges in finance. I mean, there's so many obstacles. I mean, every day it feels like the list of obstacles mount.
Struggle's real.
The struggle's real. It's real. And what I find is a phenomenal way, and an important way, and a critical way to get through obstacles is faith. You know, believing that God has a plan, believing that everything that's coming to me and all the challenges aren't there to overwhelm me, they're not there to punish me, but maybe God is using these challenges to prepare me for what He's doing now and what He will do. And seeing a movie or seeing a show that might be able to remind us of that, and to inspire us and to give us hope, to know that everything I'm going through is temporary and I can just push through and persevere. I think it's important. And I think that stories like that do stand the test of time.
Yes, classics.
Classics, whether they come in the form of a superhero movie or a comedy or a drama or a sports film. You know, whenever there's these ideas in a film or content, I think they resonate with audiences on a very, very deep level, and they stay with you for a lifetime.
It's incredible. It's true. There's these common themes that we all have and we all look for, so it's incredible. Keep doing that, please.
I will. I will, as long as God continues to open doors. I
did have one more question, just more personal, between, just directed towards you.
Sure.
Just as a man of faith in Hollywood, and your wife, you're both very outspoken. He's married to the lovely Megan Good.
Yes.
You guys are very outspoken about your faith and just your journey and celibacy. I'm pretty sure you're tired of talking about that.
No,
but
never.
It's beautiful, the example that you've set, and just for others too, in out there who need somebody to look up to as yourself and your wife. How has that been, just being, contrary to what everyone is putting out there?
Yeah, sure.
Just kind of going against the grain, being an anomaly, if you will.
Yeah, anomaly, Lecrae. There we go, a little Lecrae shout out. Hey, it's really, it's about truth. And we feel that God brought us together, obviously because it's His plan, His purpose, and obviously for our own personal fulfillment, because in our marriage we both are very fulfilled by each other. And then we think the other part of why He's bringing us together is with this platform to help people and help people with what God is doing with us. I don't want to preach a sermon about something I've never lived, right? And the greatest sermon I could ever preach is not really what I say, it's how I live. And so we both believe that, and we felt like it's really important that as God is doing things in our life, that we just share it. And we share, hey, here's what's working, here's what's worked for us, here's what we believe God is doing, and here's what we believe how He's doing it. And we don't really, we're not afraid in that way. We really think it's important, because there are a lot of people out there that need the information and they want to know how to do it. And we feel like if God's given us the opportunity, the least we could do is tell others. We don't want to hoard blessings, and that's what we feel when we don't share what's happening. So to be in this industry and to have had these wonderful experiences, we think it's important and a part of our calling to help be vocal about not only just the value of faith, but also just the day-to-day and how we're living, and how we believe that maybe how we're living can help someone else out in their life as well.
That's incredible, DeVon. I thank God for people like you, and just your boldness, and not so much, and also, yes, your boldness, but also you're not afraid to delve into stuff in Hollywood and, kind of add that touch of faith, and I love that. So we thank you here at BREATHEcast, and thanks for sitting down.
Of course, thanks for having me. I can't wait to come back.
Yes, make sure you guys go see Annie in theaters.
Yes, go see Annie. Go see Annie. It'll bless your family.
And DeVon, thank you so much. We are a fan of you here, and continue doing the work for the kingdom. We appreciate you.
Amen.
All right, guys, this is Jeannie Ortega, BC Pulse. Stay tuned.